Hey guys and gals, just a quick little disclaimer. This video is just something kind of to get you thinking. It might be something that would help you out. I am not an accountant. I am not an attorney. I don't have a degree in business. This is not in any way suggestive of what you should do. This is just some information that's helped me along the way, and maybe it'll be beneficial to you in your journey, or at least give you another way of maybe looking at your equipment, your cost, and your overhead. Hope you enjoy the video. Hey YouTube family, hope all of you are having a great day. Gerald Greenlee here from Clean and Green Lawn Service I've got to get that hat on, here in South Georgia. Hey, I just want to share something with y'all real quick. This may help somebody out, I don't know. You know, while I was at the lawn and landscape event, I'd heard about this software called, I think it's LMN, which is basically a software that, from what I understand anyway, will take all of your assets, all of your equipment and stuff, and it'll figure out your per hour rate on it. I mean, down to your insurance, just everything about your business, and kind of helps you, see knowing what your numbers are. Now, I think they have a free version, they have a basic version, about $199 a month, and then they have the pro version, which is $300 a month. Now if you're like me and somebody just does this on the side, and there may be months in the off season where I don't even do $300 a month, a couple of run over a couple of yards and mulch up some leaves. But I do want to share with you just a simple formula that kind of when I got started a year ago or so, how did I figure out what I needed to make in order to be profitable. So just going to share something with you. This is chicken scratch that I got on the board. I'm going to try to get this close enough to the board so that you can see it, and hopefully so you'll be able to understand it if I can get my whiteboard here to cooperate with me. It doesn't really do the angle that I like to do. All right, so the first thing, this is one piece of equipment, and this is kind of, if you're going to cut lawns, this is kind of my piece of equipment that's very important. It's a mower. Now, this particular mower is a Hustler Raptor SD. What I paid for this mower was $4,500. I will tell you this, that I financed this mower, and honestly, the reason I financed it is because, well, one, I didn't, I could have come up with $4,500, but they were running 0% financing for like 36 or 48 months. I mean, I think I probably did 36 or something on it, but I think up to 48 months on it. And my philosophy on that is, why tie my money up if I can use somebody else's money? Of course, now, you have to have a certain credit score and all that kind of good stuff. And, all of you already know that. But I'm using this mower for an example. So I paid $4,500 for this mower. Now, this mower comes with, even though it's a residential and technically that's what it's for, the warranty on it is a 3-year, 300-hour. Now, so what I had to come up with some kind of number, and this is subjective, but, I talked to some people. I think this number is well within reason. But there again, you can play with this. This is the cost of the mower. This is the hours that I figured on. So my figure is this, that I'm going to have this mower for 500 hours, and before I have any major mechanical breakdowns. Now again, this is, as you're going to see in the rest of this is doing regular service and maintenance on the equipment, make sure that I keep it up. So if that be the case, just the mower itself would cost me $9 an hour. That's $4,500 divided by 500 hours. And then you got the blades. That's another big expense on the mower. A set of blades costs roughly $30. You can probably find them somewhere cheaper. You might be a little bit more in some cases. And so a set of blades, I figured on them lasting me for 24 cutting hours. Now, I resharpen my blades every 8 hours. That's basically running a new set of blades, sharpening them twice, and then assuming that I just throw them away. Now, I got some blades that have been used much more than that, but again, I needed a number to go with. And so if you do the math, that ends up, every hour you run the mower, the blades cost you $1.25. Now, this is not counting the labor of me resharpening the blades. This is just the cost of the blades themselves. Now, fuel's next. On my Raptor SD, I think I got about a 24 horsepower engine on it. It roughly burns a gallon an hour, so I put $3 an hour down here. It could be less, it could be more, but that's a good baseline to go with. Now, all this scribbling right here might get just a little bit confusing, and I'm holding this camera so I can get it close to it. So if you're getting motion sickness, I apologize for that. Oil changes. So I'm figuring again on 500 hours. This is the same number that we had up here. In 500 hours, if I change my oil every 50 hours, I'm going to have 10 oil changes. I do my oil changes myself, 2 quarts of oil in a filter. Run me about 15 bucks, which means 15 bucks a change at 10 changes is going to be $150. All right, that $150 again is divided by that total of 500 hours. It gives me 30 cents an hour on the changing of the oil, okay? Hydros. My hydros in that time period would have to be serviced 2 times. I did take it in to have this done. I'm sure it's something I could do on my own. I'm pretty sure my dealer charged me $75. I'm going by memory on that. That's 2 of them. That'd be $150 divided by the 500 hours again is 30 cents an hour. And then I put other down here. This is $1 per hour, which is going to come out to be $500 over the 500-hour life of the mower. So that's going to be fuel filters. That's going to be air filters. That's going to be if I have to plug a tire, have to patch a tire, have to put a tube in a tire. $500, I could even replace a tire or 2, I suppose, if I had to. And again, this kind of stuff is a little bit subjective because, things break in different increments and all. So what I find out, what does it cost me to operate my 54-inch Hustler Raptor SD? Well, there's $9 an hour for the mower. There's $1.25 an hour for the blade. There's $3 an hour for the gas. There's 30 cents an hour for the oil, 30 cents an hour for the hydros, and $1 for other stuff. And so when you add all of that up, you come up with this number right down here at the bottom, $14.85 an hour. So now that's just my mower, and when my mower is operating. Now I know that's not necessarily scientific, it's not, so if I'm on a job for an hour, let's say, 25 minutes of that might be string trimming, edging, and blowing. And so for 35 minutes of that time, my mower is going to run. Now, I don't get into all of that. What I know is this, is that my mower is my most expensive piece of equipment. For example, I got a string trimmer, a Echo 2620. It's about a $350 trimmer. And even if that thing were to only last me 1 season, per man-hour rate or per hour rate on it, it would still be much less expensive than my zero turn. So I say all that to say this. So what I look at is this. When I pull up on the job, now you got other things to factor in. So this is just one piece of equipment. You can do this with anything, but this is the most expensive of my pieces of equipment, aside from whatever vehicle I'm going to use to pull it. And in some cases, if you buy like the X1 that I just bought, it might be more expensive. It's certainly worth more than one of the trucks that I pull it with sometimes. But anyway, most expensive piece of equipment. Now to figure in to what your actual rate is, you're going to have to add your insurance into that. You got your travel, you got all that sorts of stuff that you can add in. But one of the things I want to see from an equipment standpoint, what am I spending? Now, here's the deal on me. When I did all of my numbers and everything came down, I'm at around $20. This is with my old truck. I was at $20 an hour, basically, is what it cost me just to operate. That's not putting any money in my pocket. That's not putting any money back into the company. And so, if you're out and you're working and you're in lawn care and you're thinking, man, if I can cut a yard and if I can make $30 in an hour, $30 an hour is good money. Well, $30 an hour is good money if you work for some local manufacturing company. But $30 an hour is not good money if it's costing you just a minimum of $14.85 an hour to run your equipment. So now you can do this with any of your equipment. You can do this with anything you have. You can take your insurance and you can break it down and you go, okay, I pay $1,000 a year for insurance. How many hours a year do I estimate I'm going to work? And then you back that in. So if you're going to work 1,000 hours in lawn care a year and you're paying $1,000 a year for liability insurance, or with your car insurance and liability. These are just numbers. 1,000 divided by 1,000 equals $1 an hour. It's going to cost you $1 an hour to carry that insurance, whatever it might be. And so that's how you begin to formulate, what is it costing me per hour to work, based on how much my equipment costs, how much my insurance is, my travel expenses, and all those sorts of things. So I don't know, maybe this will help somebody out just a little bit, maybe get you to thinking, get your wheels turning about, thinking about it. If you got some suggestions or whatever, drop them in the comments down there. And as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you haven't already, I'd encourage you to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and of course, as always, to drop me a comment. May the Lord be with you and richly bless you today.